The end of the US dollar is here, and I'm going to show you facts, figures, numbers, logic. This is not a game anymore.
I ain't gonna give in now. I just gotta live this now. I ain't gonna be when I'ma kill this stuff real quick. I'ma go take it to town, cause I gotta be that king in the ring when I'm knocking them out when I'm back with the wheel. Cause I am just up on the journey. You just know that I'm just going insane.
Warriors, rise. Grand rising. Good evening, warriors all over the world. The end of the US dollar and the way we know the US dollar is here. The way we understand the US monetary system is completely and radically changing. Now, remember, all fiat currencies at some point collapse, and we are witnessing the collapse of the old monetary system in America. America, as we sit, is over 130% debt to income ratio, GDP to debt. If we sold all our gross domestic products in America, we couldn't even pay off our debt. This debt has skyrocketed since 2008. More money's been printed than in history, devaluing the US dollar every single time they turn on the printing machine. Specifically, the last 36 months, the printing machine has been turned on full blast. As they turned on the brakes, put on the brakes, screeching halt, jacked interest rates up through the roof, dominating other currencies, because when interest rates go up, the US dollar dominates other currencies, allowing and pushing other countries to de-dollarize from America. All oil has been traded in US dollars since 1974, since our deal with the Saudis to protect them with arms. But there's some stuff happening right now that you're not going to see on the news front page. Is the Saudis, okay, China, Russia are all working to de-dollarize. Russia and China, two superpowers, are coming together to get away from the US dollar. China went into India and created peace deals, things that have never happened and America's never been able to do. Now, I'm proud to be an American. I built companies in America. I am free in America. I've been able to speak the way I want in America, and I serve my country in America. I'm talking about the financial system and the irresponsible policies and things happening with greed in politics. So, as we sit here, the US dollar is losing its dominance. Other countries are de-dollarizing. Kamala Harris, vice president, is out in Africa doing a tour, who just finished it. I'm going to show you the stuff they're not going to show you. President Biden is out in Canada doing a tour. Our country is falling to its knees. What about America? So what I'd ask you to do is become a human being. Listen, we are all human beings underneath one God. One God. This thing created, this separation, is all by them. They want us to fight about this stuff. They've gotten us to pick left and right. And this is the result. A dried up monetary system where we're the liquidity. Our hard-earned money is their liquidity. And guess what? They're about to wipe out the middle class, move the middle class down to working poor. The wealthy are going to get much wealthier. There is going to be no middle class. The head of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, said, I'm worried about the middle class getting wiped out, leveraged towards technology, and coming back to a new economy during the C word as we all look this way. Well, welcome to the new economy. I've taken the tinfoil hat off, and now the things I said in 2020 are now facts, figures, numbers, and logic. So as everything is collapsing in America, here is what's happening with our president and our vice president worldwide. So I showed this video. This was 10 days ago. Okay, so listen, this is so key. Now I'm going to let you decipher for yourself. I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. I'm just documenting my journey into the quantum financial system. So we're going to watch this beginning of the video from the president of Kenya talking about the US dollar. And then I'm going to show you what happened on Saturday morning. Well, all this Trump indictment's happening. The week that Trump indictment's happening, and all we're focused on is Trump, okay? All we're focused on is Trump. Kamala Harris on Saturday morning, I was one of 60 people watching the White House briefing in Kenya, or excuse me, in Africa. And we're going to listen to what she says. There's going to be some longer videos, but you have to understand what is happening right now. There's a reason why Jay Clayton initiated the case against Ripple, left to to consult for a cryptocurrency fund. Now sits on the bail-in committee for the FDIC to bail in your banks. There's a reason why this is all happening. Listen to what the Kenya president says, and then we'll listen to what Kamala Harris is doing in Africa.
For the people who work numbers, I am giving you free advice that those of you who are holding dollars, you surely might go into losses. You better do what you must do, because this market is going to be different in a couple of weeks.
That was 10 days ago. Those of you holding dollars, you surely are going to go into losses. 10 days ago. Okay. Here we go. You need to pay attention. When you look this way, there's another narrative going on this way. This is Vice President Harris convenes business and philanthropic leaders to discuss digital inclusion in Africa. While he made that announcement, she is sitting in Africa doing a tour. So he's making the announcement based on something she said during her tour. So we're going to listen to about 6 minutes of her video. Listen to what she says.
For combining our resources, both intellectual, mental, and in terms of the work that we each do. I'm very much looking forward to the next 2 hours spent together and all the work we will do going forward. As I began this week-long trip on the continent, I mentioned in a speech at the beginning of the trip in Ghana that the United States is committed to strengthening our partnerships across the continent of Africa with governments, with the private sector, and civil society.
Okay, so you're going to hear her say over and over again, the public and private sector coming together. You're going to hear it in the financial space. Now, remember, they're in a tour. She's in a tour in Africa, which is one of the largest populations in America. If you needed liquidity, America has zero liquidity. We have no money. We're broke. So if you needed liquidity, pay attention to what she's saying.
Including all of you at this table. On this trip, I have worked with African partners as well as partners in the United States and around the world to deliver significant investments on this continent. Yesterday, here in Lusaka, I announced more than $7 billion in private sector commitments that will support climate resilience, adaptation, and mitigation. In Ghana earlier this week, I announced $1 billion in public and private sector investments to support the empowerment of African women, including a new Women in the Digital Economy Fund, with 4 areas of main focus, which are access, affordability, digital literacy, and gender inequality. I met with tech entrepreneurs in Dar es Salaam and women business owners and young creatives in Ghana to understand how we can better support their ideas and innovations. And in Zambia this morning, I met with farmers using climate-smart agriculture, agri-tech, some of us call it, in extraordinary ways. In my meetings with the presidents of Ghana and Tanzania, and here in Zambia, we have launched new initiatives to strengthen our business ties. We have also advanced our work to support democracy and good governance on the continent, which will invariably create greater stability, predictability, the type that businesses require. And
what about our businesses in America? They need predictability and stability. What about the middle class in America that is getting smashed right now by your interest rates hikes? What about the middle class in America that is going to be going on UBI through FedNow services within the next 24 months? What about America? You're touring in America. Biden's touring in Canada. We all need to take care of our own houses. We all need to take care of each other worldwide. But, ma'am, answer me this question. What about America? What about your American citizens who are struggling right now?
A need to invest. In each of these engagements, it has been clear there is a strong desire from leaders on this continent, from young entrepreneurs on this continent, to increase investments on this continent. My visit has convinced me more than ever that we must all around the globe appreciate and understand the importance of investing in African ingenuity and creativity, the type I have seen during the course of this trip, the type that many of you at this table know and lead. And to do so, I'm convinced will continue to unlock the incredible economic growth and opportunities that we have seen thus far to the benefit of the entire world. To help achieve these goals, I believe in the strength of public-private partnerships. And in fact, this approach that we have taken and the occasion for this meeting, I probably more accurately would call it a private-public partnership.
You're going to start to hear that a lot. The private and public, look at that smile. The private and public parties coming together. Okay. So they need this innovative technology.
In the investments in the private sector facilitated and coordinated with the public sector. And what that synergy has done, we've seen it before, and can do to maximize the human capacity, the innovation that is occurring here and in other examples around the world. And these partnerships in particular that are private, public, public, private, combine the expertise and the experience of the private sector with the reach and capacity of the public sector. By working together, I have seen and believe going forward, we can unleash growth and opportunity that far exceeds what either the private or the public sector would do on its own. Throughout my career as Attorney General of California, as a United States Senator, and now as Vice President of the United States, I have engaged the private sector to help identify the work that we can do to the benefit of our shared interests and mutual goals. For example, I convened CEOs in Tokyo and Singapore during the course of the last 2 years to discuss collaboration on U.S. manufacturing and to strengthen global supply chains. I launched an innovative public-private partnership to help address the root causes of irregular migration from Northern Central America to the United States. This initiative, with many of the partners who are at this table, has generated more than $4.2 billion in private sector commitments in the countries of Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador. It has created jobs. It has connected thus far over 4 million people to the internet and brought more than 1 million.
Okay, this is where you need to pay attention. This is all about bringing everybody online and running all the money through the system, creating a liquid system, all the money in the system. That's how you fix this. It'll be the new monetary system for the next 100 years. ISO, it's not by chance that it's launching now. It's not by chance that FedNow service is coming up on the rails right now. This is not by chance.
People thus far into the formal financial system. So we know this approach works. We know this approach works.
So she's talking about bringing everybody into the formal financial system. All these people unbanked. We don't have their liquidity.
So now, on my final day on the continent, for now, I have convened this group of business and philanthropic leaders in Lusaka to discuss how we can continue to invest and pursue long-term economic growth together. Many of you at this table and the folks that you work with have a history of doing work on this continent, and we will benefit, I strongly believe, from hearing from you and from lessons learned. There are many areas of focus of this public-private partnership, but
okay, pay attention, pay attention.
There are some in particular that I believe have been most effective and are the main focus of my trip this time. And one of them is the issue of digital inclusion. So when we think about where we are in terms of 21st century economies, digital services are essential to 21st century economies. Digital technologies facilitate opportunities across society and, frankly, I believe can be great equalizers in terms of giving those who have access equal opportunity and availability to information, to education, to networks in a way that improves and empowers themselves, their families, their community, and all of society benefits. And of course, when we talk about digital access, we are talking about everything from financial inclusion to economic opportunities, all of which obviously drive growth and innovation. Africa's digital economy is large and growing, Within the next 2 years, for example, the forecast is that 1 in 6 of the world's internet users will be right here on this continent.
Boom. I'll leave you right there. That's why she's sitting there. 1 in 6 users will be sitting in the continent of Africa. And she wants them in digital collusion. They want their liquidity in the system. Here's why. As you continue to move on, the Digital Dollar Project observation CBDC holds a promise for bolstering financial inclusion, but more data and bold leadership are needed. Financial inclusion is often touted as a potential benefit offering CBDCs. Developing nations such as Bahamas have either deployed or researched CBDCs with primary focus on enhancing financial inclusion and underbanked population. Some development economies, such as the United States, have also positioned that CBDCs could bolster financial inclusion. President Biden, March 2022 EO on ensuring responsible development of digital assets, stated that enhancing financial inclusion is a primary policy objective for the United States when considering digital assets, including central bank digital currencies. Financial inclusion is an important priority to consider when deciding whether and how to develop a CBDC. However, more data is needed to support the hypothesis, particularly in the context of the United States, that a CBDC would bolster financial inclusion. First, it is essential to understand the various reasons why people are or underbanked, ranging from lack of trust in the current financial system to an inability to meet certain minimum balance requirements. Other unbanked or people do not possess the necessary identification or documentation to open traditional commercial bank account. Okay. So what they're working to do is to pull everybody under the traditional financial system. Okay. All the banks are working on this. Wells Fargo, okay, do the RTP or FedNow, a constant real-time payments, a comprehensive instant payment strategy can help businesses maximize both methods. So real-time payments or FedNow, okay? So they're saying, which one do you pick? Right here, you got RTP, FedNow Services. April 24th is a qualified direct deposit as Wells Fargo Bank. But this is interesting enough as well. We know that Ripple expanded into Africa in 2022, partnering with MSS Africa to bring the benefits of crypto-enabled payments to the continent. Ripple, the leader in enterprise blockchain crypto solution, announced its entry into Africa in its partnership with MSF Africa, a leading digital payments gateway, using on-demand liquidity powered by Ripple's financial technology, Ripplenet. Okay, Africa is massive, guys, massive, and this is the campaign to bring all the people who are unbanked in Africa in the financial system. That's why she is sitting there in Africa. We need liquidity. The banks need liquidity. America needs liquidity. We need all these unbanked people in the system, guys. Know the game. So this is MS Africa. It's the only currency that matters is access. They're working to get everybody into the system. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, okay? I think there's great things to financial inclusion. I've used digital to reach you guys. I've used TikTok to go worldwide and reach people all over the world and spread my message of hope and faith and my walk with Jesus and you know, in this monetary system. And we win in the end, guys. But I'll tell you what, the US dollar is on its last leg. The financial system as you know it is being exposed. It's being exposed. There's a new monetary system. The dollar's dominance is done, guys. It is done. Other countries are done with it. They don't know what to do with it. There's only 4 ways you can fix a debt crisis like this. Number 1 is print more money. Number 2 is transfer the debt from the people that have it to the people that need it. They're not going to do that. Number 3 is restructure the debt. And number 4 is stop spending. You do the math. Which one do you think that they're going to do? You do the math. So warriors, it is the greatest time in human history because you can invest in these innovative technologies. We're not going to get them all right. But if you stay calm, you understand that right now on the back end of this year, it's going to be the biggest changes you've ever seen. We're in the Shemitah year as well. It is all happening so timed out. It's unbelievable how timed out this is. So warriors, if all of this is confusing and you want to be around a great tribe of people, over 6,000 warriors worldwide have been helped. Click the link down below. You can join our Warrior Academy after you watch this video. This is not about get rich quick, warriors. You will not get rich quick. If you try to get rich quick, you will get wrecked 100% of the time. It's about getting wealthy for sure here and connecting the heart and brain coherence and going through my 120-day challenge and getting your shit together so that your family can say, my grandpa or my grandma did something during these economic times. We're not against anybody. There is no invisible enemy. It's you against you, looking in the mirror every single day. And I hope you'll join our warrior tribe as we rise together in peace and love and prosperity. Warriors, rise, get your shit together. Let's go.
Is designed to keep you trapped. 2017, I walked out of a high-paid vice president job because I was absolutely miserable. Working 16 to 19 hours a day because that's what the system taught me to do. And what I discovered through countless hours of meditation, research, reading books, understanding how the millionaires and billionaires operate, the system is designed to keep you trapped. Today, I own multiple companies. I travel all over the world. I'm financially free, and that's exactly why I created this community of like-minded warriors coming together called the 3T Warrior Academy. Now, I don't say this to brag. I'm sharing this with you to show you what's possible for you. Whether you're just starting out or you're looking to take your life to another level, we believe the Warrior Academy has something for everybody. Processes that take you step by step through discipline, consistent activities, and that's exactly what you're going to get. Our 120-day challenge, all you have to do is open up the app and take it day by day. We're going to take you through the discipline, consistent activities to take your life to the next level. Within 1 week, you're going to feel a difference. Within a month, people are going to notice a change in you. That's how powerful this 120-day challenge is. So if you're truly ready to break free from the old paradigm into a new paradigm of discipline, consistency, great relationship with your family, financial freedom, and learning the pillars of wealth that will change your life and generational wealth to come, I'm going to invite you to do our program for 7 days for free. The 120-day challenge has changed over 5,000 warriors' lives worldwide, and we hope to be yours next.
Warriors, let's get your together. Let's go.